got live boxing coming for you tonight. Lenny Dawes taking on Steve Williams for the British lightweight title. That's at 10 o'clock here on Sky Sports HD2 after we have finished. We finished the Super League match for a Friday, which at the moment sees Hull Kingston Rovers ahead by 18 points to 0 against the Leeds Rhinos. Tremendous first half from Hull KR, and these supporters, well, they have to pinch themselves because not too long ago, 4 years, they were they were still in the Championship. Now here they are slugging it out with the big boys in the Super League. Best of luck, by the way, before we start here to English ladies this weekend. They play the French at Lillis tomorrow. They're watching this game tonight with their coaches Nigel Johnson and Anita Norton. The very best of luck, girls, in your match against the French. Leeds on the charge in this first half. Do you agree? This second half, do you agree, Steve-O, with the view of John Keir that Hull KR should really just divide this into 10-minute spells now? Survive the first 10 minutes without giving anything away and see what happens, and then build on what they've got, 18-0 lead?
I think they should just continue what they did in the first 40. Mainly is that the kick and chase game was good. You could see that Leeds was struggling for energy. They came back, but Brian McLennan will have just pointed out that you know, they could have been coming in at half-time 18 apiece. 3 tries that could have been given. That's a good hit. That's a mistake, and it's things like that can just turn it. The Rovers cannot just hang around and say, well, we've got a lead, let's hang on to it. They've just got to keep doing what they did in the first half.
No, definitely not. That was a mistake by Latest there. Dropped the ball actually before the collision. And Salford really are being put to the sword by Wigan, 36-0 down. And don't forget, as I told you in the first half here, Ryan Boyle of Salford sent off by the referee there. So they're in a spot of bother. Luke Ambler, meanwhile, for the Leeds Rhinos, 20 metres away from the Hull KR line. They're going down the short side. That's Lee Smith. And Ian Kirk managed to hang on to that somehow. He doesn't hang on to that. Briscoe picks it up, and the referee says that's the 0 tackle.
Well, that really has surprised me, that early in this second half, Leeds get a good position, and then they try. It's as though they want to be scoring off every single move. They've got to be a little bit smarter than that. They've got to just camp down there, get the feel of the game, and then they can apply the pressure with the likes of Sinfield and Maguire, controlling things out there.
Rovers, though, in possession here with Ben Cockayne. Ambler gets to him. There goes Josh Hodgson with a run from dummy half. Gets Hull KR over halfway and some.
And that was a key in the first 40 as well. Quick play of the ball, good running from the dummy half position.
Here's Vella again. Gets the hands free. Was no one there to pass to, though. Last tackle here for Hull KR. It's with Dobson. Goes high and diagonal. Smith's backpedaling. Smith gets it, though. And then he is absolutely clobbered by Hodgson.
Boy, what great timing as well. Josh Hodgson. Perfect tackle. Good take, though. Lee Smith.
And he's hurt, Lee Smith. A little concerned look on the face of Brian McLennan. Ryan Hall for Leeds. Plays it there to Burrow. That's a good scampering run from Burrow. Halted by Joel Clinton, though. Maguire. Here's Peacock.
That's a much better build-up by the Rhinos. There's a problem with the full-back Lee Smith. Looks to be okay.
Yes, thumbs up from the physio. Burrow with the long kick downfield. It'll skip away this, though, will it? No, Peter Fox has to run it back. And he does so. Ablett with the tackle and Maguire.
Interesting to see, though, that when that kick was deep, the Leeds follow-up was very slow indeed. And that must be causing some sort of concern early in the second half by the coach, Brian McLennan.
Yeah, it was a big man, Steve, who didn't really get with the kick chase. It was interesting, the previous set by Hull Kingston Rovers. They kept turning the ball back on the inside and working the big fellas over, because obviously Rovers had dominated the first half possession.
Lovegrove up the middle again, taking on Jay Pitts, taking on Sinfield gets Hull KR to halfway on the last tackle. Hodgson. And Dobson with the kick, long and over the head of Lee Smith. Will it skip away? No, it won't. They're very deep in goals here at Craven Park.
And look at the difference in chase there. Lee Smith barely 3 metres away from the try line. And you get the distinct impression that the Rhinos really are finding it tough at the moment. It's very humid down there on the pitch.
Ambler is grounded on tackle number 3. Good tackle again by Clinton. Here goes Delaney. Burrow to Peacock on the charge. Hit that at pace. Couldn't get the hands free though to give Burrow the pass back. And Burrow with the kick. A dink over the top, but straight down the throat of Peter Fox.
Not the best there by Burrow, and he knows it. Peter Fox nearly back to the 30 already. It's no frills from the Rovers. Just taking it nice and steady. They know that they've got to get good field position. And you'd have to feel confident when you've got the likes of Scott Morrell and Michael Dobson controlling the kicking game out there.
That's Josh Hodgson. Dobson. Joel Clinton, another good solid run from one of the big men for Hull KR. Morrell stabs it over the top. And Clint Newton's after this. Oof! Ryan Hall just had to put boot to ball. What an effort from Clint Newton.
Certainly was. He was in 2 minds, wasn't he? The winger thought, well, am I going to go down for it and try to get in goal? No. And in the end, let the footwork do the... it just went away from him at the very last moment. But Clint Newton, very clever play indeed. He knows Brian McLennan that he's got a big hole to dig themselves out of.
It's a kicking masterclass, isn't it? I mean, it's just Dobson who's kicking well. It's Morrell who's putting some great kicks in, Galea, and they really are. They're playing this field position rugby league to perfection.
He's had a big game too, Michael Vella.
All the forwards have it, Eddie, and that's why they've been so impressive. It's as though their coach Justin Morgan has said to him, right, they're not Leeds players, it's a brick wall. Time and time again, I just want you to knock a brick down. Time and time again, another brick down, and we'll get through eventually.
And the boxing usually comes later on Sky on a Friday night, but at the moment Hull KR have Leeds on the ropes.
They
Can
do.
they find the killer punch?
Briscoe. There's Galea again. Finds Morrell. Morrell, one of a couple of former Leeds youngsters here who will be revelling in this scoreline at the moment. Dobson finds Newton. Last tackle here for Hull KR. What can they produce? Another set of 6 or something better? Dobson dabs the ball in goal. They're going to get another set of 6. They're going to get another set of 6. Charnley hunting down Ryan Hall, trapping him in goal.
And who else but putting the kick through? Michael Dobson. If it's not Scott Morrell, it's his half-back partner. They are controlling it. It is an absolute masterclass in regard to how to just put the pressure and the heat on the opposition with so much class. It's incredible.
Kevin Sinfield's in no rush to take this goal line dropout, which is the
Will he go for a short one?
It's the 5th goal line dropout that Hull KR have forced.
No, he's gone for safety first.
Here comes Vella again. Carbon copy move of the last set of 6. Dobson. Clinton again.
Forwards lining up. It's my turn now. Will it be Vella?
It's Dobson first. Now it's Clint Newton. And here goes Charnley. Gets the pass wide, and Peter Fox couldn't take it in. It was a bit wild, the pass, to be fair.
Perhaps he should have offloaded first on that occasion. But he got a bit of the white line fever, should I say, not white wine. Maybe that could be a problem later in his career, but...
He's not suffering the same that you get, is he?
Tell you what, I know one thing, they had them on the ropes there. That was the killer punch if they get one over, John.
It really was, and I think they've played tactically absolutely first class of Rovers, and it's really interesting to note from the stats that Leeds have been involved in over 60 more defensive efforts to keep the scoreline at 18-0, so they really will, the energy will be draining from the Leeds Rhinos.
That's why he puts his hand up though, doesn't he? Jamie Peacock has legendary status at Leeds because he'll put his hand up when everyone else is maybe wanting the rest. Luke Campbell will be prepared now to follow the example set by his captain.
Here's Sinfield, gets it away to Burrow, finds Ablett. Ablett pops it up to Senior, who loses it.
They'll play the first knock-on. No, it's back.
Oh, he's got that wrong. I'm sorry, Thierry, you've got that wrong, I think.
Yeah, I think Senior lost possession. It's hit the opposition hand.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he did get it back. Maybe we're a little bit too... Yeah, maybe a bit too harsh on Thierry Alibert. I think he might have got that right, Eddie.
You see them given though, don't you?
Just look at the number of offloads though. That's what Leeds, that's their philosophy. They've won the last 3 grand finals up based on that principle, and they'll continue to keep moving the ball around, Eddie. It's how they think they can get back into winning this game.
Well, it only needs a try and their tails will be up. We're coming to the end of the first 10 minutes of this second half, John.
Well, Rovers will be very, very happy how that first 10 minutes have gone, because they've looked after possession. Generally, they've had the better field position and they've looked pretty comfortable defensively.
But have Leeds got a sting in the tail at the end of this first 10? Maybe not. Oh, well, they all overran it. Peter Fox, yes.
If it had made contact with that and it had kept in the field of play, he'd have said, that's another gift. They're very fortunate to get away with that, Leeds. I'm with you, Phil. You know, Leeds are doing a lot of offloads, but they're not getting much. They're not going anywhere at the moment.
This is the last one. Burrow dabs it in goal, and Ryan Hall comes up
with a try.
End of the first 10 minutes of that second half, and Leeds have a little sting in the tail for Rovers. Ryan Hall's 15th try of the campaign. Beautiful kick to the in-goal area. He's Leeds' top scorer in all competitions, this fellow. 20 now, 15 in the Super League. He got the match winner against St Helens last week. Has he just got the try that might swing this game around in the Leeds Rhinos' favour? It's 18-4, the kicks to come.
And it could have been also different, couldn't it? There's the ball going to ground, and watch for Fox. He lunges at it and misses it. Ablett says, we'll take it. He pushed Charnley out of the way to get to it, and that would have been a try at the other end. And Burrow, the man that Brian McLennan brought off the subs bench to make some impact, has done it with a boot. He could see that the big fella was out wide. No one there. That is a classic try. The Rhinos are back. They've got the momentum that they need. Can he add the 2?
Of course he can. Sinfield doesn't miss those. 18 points to 6. Is that a big turning point tonight? Ryan Hall's try.
Well, that's why they're champions. It's not to say that's why they'll win this game, but it is quality. They've had to survive on their own try line, go to the other end of the field and show the quality and composure necessary to score when they really needed it.
Word
I've
of warning.
been fascinated, sorry, to have been able to hear what Hull Kingston Rovers players were talking about, Eddie, behind the posts.
Little word of warning for Justin Morgan and all the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters, and I'm going to upset John Keir again here. I've done it a few times tonight. But there's a mistake by Ambler, and here is Clint Newton. Leeds trail Wakefield 30-16 with 15 to go. They pinch the match on the bell. Poor old John will never forget that. 32-30. Can they do the same again here?
It's trying to give me a sleepless night, Eddie.
There's about 4 or 5 now, I've reminded you of, John. I'm sorry. Only telling the truth. Only telling the truth, John. Facts, not fiction. Here's Dobson. Dobson trying to weave his way through. Hodgson waits the dummy half for Rovers. Oh, it was on. He thought the try was going to be scored.
It was on. The inside pass was there for all to see. I think it was Josh Hodgson. Goes one way, back on the inside. It's a planned move. They've used that before, but a little bit more successful. And he knows another missed opportunity, and this could come back to bite them on the bottom. Remember, only a few moments ago, Charnley should have passed early to Fox. That could have sealed it all. They went back up the field in Leeds, and they scored that try to Ryan Hall. It's nervous time now for the Rovers.
And the Hull KR supporters, they're just a little quiet at the moment, just a little anxious. A 12-point lead is not a winning lead. And Leeds coming back at them. Delaney rides one tackle.
Second, move line.
Here is Sinfield. Ball on the inside. Lovegrove.
Well, Leeds have taken the leaf out of the Rovers handbook, haven't they? Especially what they were doing in the first half. Just simple play down the middle.
Kevin Sinfield's getting more and more involved, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's controlling things, but he knows that they've got an opportunity down the middle. Then they can swing it out wide.
Burrow. Oh, that's flicked off the fingers, was it, of Lee Smith? Yes.
Knock on, yeah. Well spotted by the touch edge there.
I think excellent defence by Peter Fox, Eddie. It's him who comes in and creates the pressure, forces the error from Leeds. You have to make a snap decision as a winger. Wow, he's in there. Good to close down Lee Smith.
Yeah, Lee Smith takes that, could have easily
Did he touch it?
Right at the other end.
Did he touch? Yes, he did. Yeah, it's quite clear on the slow motion. And at my age, you need the slow motion.
But what Peter Fox did there, he really tested the skill out. He put the skill there of Lee Smith receiving the pass ball under pressure. And unfortunately for the Leeds fans, Smith came up with an error, and Hull Kingston Rovers have got the ball in the Leeds half once again.
Hodgson, Galea, Dobson, and here goes Charnley. Still Charnley, still Charnley! Oh, an important ankle tap that was.
Burrow did well to keep in. Second impact there, but McShane looked as though he's getting it over, and he's put his foot in the line.
I think it was Peter Fox who had a foot in touch when he picked that ball up. What an error.
Look at this, at the dummy half.
Well, you got the right word there.
How on earth can you do that, Phil? I'm with
well
you.
named, wasn't it?
I mean, that's something you tell your school kids never, ever to do. Play the ball, dummy half, watch where your feet are.
Well, he's talking to Charnley, is Peter Fox, as Lee Smith gets some more running repairs. But it was only an ankle tap from Rob Burrow that denied Josh Charnley a try in his Super League debut. Look at this.
Well, they went too high, didn't they? I mean, it's he's shown a lot of gumption
and
there.
then didn't he do well to stay in the field of play? Leads them with a sigh of relief, but a forward pass to Sinfield.
There was a chorus of about 5,500 over on that far side. And it was a wonderful word, forward. And it was. Now, Brian McLennan must be pulling his hair out. I know he hasn't got much, but I've got to say that how many times have we seen that from Leeds tonight, where a lack of concentration for the dummy half. We know they like that short, flat pass, John, but that, well, that's schoolboy stuff again.
Yeah, but that's what fatigue does to you. They've been under the pump by Rovers, just building pressure.
There's another mistake.
Yeah, as tiredness creeping in, there's more errors creeping in, because in these very, very warm and very humid conditions, it's difficult to play flat out for the full 80.
Let's go down to Bill.
And it's not turning out to be a good night for the Leeds Rhinos, because Lee Smith looks as though he's not going to be able to continue. And he's just signalled, we saw him getting his right ankle strapped. He's just signalled to the sidelines that he's going to have trouble continuing. And in fact, they've got Carl Ablett on the sidelines ready to come on. So I reckon Lee Smith's game might be over this evening.
Well, that was silly play by Lovegrove as well. He went in on the second into the flop. And look at where it's put Leeds now.
Yeah, what a great kick, wasn't it, that? He really did concentrate there and make sure he got lots of ground there to give Leeds a very good attacking position.
Oh! Lovegrove.
Oh, we get a penalty away.
Felt that, Jay Pitts.
Bang!
Sinfield. Short ball, Peacock.
Great tackle by Hodgson.
Quick play the ball though, here's McShane, wide to Ablett, oh, collision again! He launched himself, did Peter Fox.
He's hurt as well. I think it might be the shoulder. They've gone the wrong way. They really should have gone and attempted to go towards Fox's wing. He's not 100% at all.
Sinfield did well then to get the ball away, keeps the movement going. Here is Burrow, that's the last tackle.
Give it some height. They failed to do that at the Rhinos.
Crossfield from Maguire. Well claimed by Clint Newton.
That was a big gamble. Normally you leave that to your full-back, Sean Briscoe. He was zoning in on that, but the big fella came through. Newton hits mine.
That was a magnificent defensive set as well, underlined by the Rovers. All sorts of questions asked, and everyone answered, including that reverse chip there, cleaned up by Newton.
Just a bit of a warning there by the referee Thierry Alibert to Ben Cockayne. After he'd received the tackle, he had plenty to say to the official. And it's little things like that that'll just give away a penalty. And you can see there Clint Newton, he looks as though he's struggling. It has been a rough, tough game.
Here comes Senior.
An unusual looking back line now for Leeds with Scott Donald in the full-back position. I haven't seen him play there. Be interesting because at the moment I'm a bit worried for Hull Kings Rovers and their supporters. Every time they come up with an error and fail to score, I think it's another if-only moment at the end of the match, because Leeds, I think in the final quarter, and history shows over the last few years, are the dominant team.
McShane finds Burrow on the inside. It's Peacock. This is McShane again. Gets it away to Burrow. Burrow then infield to Maguire. Maguire goes jinking around a couple. Knock on. Important tackle then by Morrell. Forced the error. There's a bit of help from Netherton as well.
Yeah, the impact of Netherton. Is it a finger in there? No. Only a little one. Yep.
I'm not sure.
Well, he just dislodged it, but whether it was...
He had his hand underneath it, didn't he? Tough call on Maguire, that.
You may be right, Eddie, and it may be a vital call as well.
Just eases the pressure on that Rovers defence.
We approach the final quarter, and Brian McLennan is going to have to find something different, and he knows the ability of Maguire and Sinfield, but they've given away a penalty.
Grapple tackle by Jones Buchanan on Fox.
And it's silly things like that who would want to be a coach? I'm sure that Brian McLennan would be just shaking his head in disbelief. It looks as though Peter Fox has shaken off that injury.
Here comes Lovegrove again then for Rovers. Gets them to halfway on the first tackle. Ben Fisher's back out there. He's so important to them. Mind you, Josh Hodgson's done a great job for them tonight, as is this fellow, Liam Watts.
And he'll just add that extra weight, won't he, Watts? Never mind the beautiful offload. He realises, and Justin Morgan realises, that they've just got to play safe now. Play for possession, play for position, which they've done all throughout.
Into the last quarter of the match. Jason Netherton for Hull KR. Fisher at dummy half. Here is Briscoe. Now it's Dobson. Little dab through behind the line, inviting Charnley to chase. Donald, the makeshift fullback, sweeps up. Whoa, and releases the pass then to Ryan Hall.
He did well there, Donald. He realised that he was going towards the in-goal area.
It looked to me as though Ryan Hall had moved off the mark then.
Well, I think he looked a bit confused to see was the tackle completed or not. Well done, Thierry Alibert. He should get on with it.
Well, Phil was concerned about Rovers. Well, I believe that Rovers will score at least once in this last 20 minutes, Phil, because I think they're just wearing Leeds down gradually.
It's so evenly balanced, isn't it? You know, 19 minutes on the clock, 12-point margin. And I've just seen too much of this, John. That's what my problem is.
Here comes Maguire. He's got Donald with him. He's gone the other way. Maguire, he backed himself.
He could see the cover defence coming over from that right-hand side. He thought he'd go on his own.
Charnley with an important tackle, was it? Here's Jones Buchanan through the legs of Scott Donald, picked up by Ian Kirk. Here is Paul McShane. A dab straight into the arms of Dobson.
Phil, you might well have seen plenty of Leeds breakaway tries, but over the last few weeks when I've analysed Hull KR and played against Hull KR, I've seen lots of great goal line and scramble defence from the Rovers.
They're doing it tonight.
Well, it's obvious there's not standing square. McShane went round the back, and Carl Ablett, well, he was half a metre to the left-hand side. Just a lack of concentration, as John Keir has mentioned, fatigue.
Have to take your hat off to the referees these days, because the penalty counts are low, and as the penalty counts drop in Super League, we get some tremendous games, and this is another one. And Harlequins are leading Bradford. It's a nightmare for Bradford Bulls at the moment. It really is. Liam Watts. Harlequins with the drop goal. I wonder whether, with just 12 points between the two sides, Hull KR will think of a one-pointer. Wigan 54-6. That one's done and dusted. The league leaders home and hosed. Salford down to 12 men, remember, for much of that game. Ryan Boyle sent off, we're told. Here's Fisher. Now Dobson. Dobson tackled 20 metres out on the last. There's maybe the drop goal specialist for Rovers.
Well, Morell's going to do one
come
here.
Back to Morell, and Morell goes for one.
Missed it.
It's gone wide.
Wait!
Caught in goal by Ryan Hall. 20-metre restart. Sinfield does that.
Well, there's plenty of time left, but I suppose the option was there. Maybe the message was sent out by Justin Morgan.
Well, that would have meant that Leeds had to score 3 times, as it is now. They still have to score 3 times, I suppose, to win it.
Whenever this guy's on the field of play, anything can happen.
Ambler will drive it forward.
Just saying, Eddie, that run from Danny Maguire is a man that I pinpointed that could turn the game. Looks as though he's picked up a bit of a knock as well. That was
forward from Sinfield, who doesn't agree, and neither does Jamie Jones.
Well, I think the officials got it right. Yep. He looks as though he's definitely gone about half a metre in front. It's been a problem. And they appear to be losing their cool. And with it, the plot.
Well, to the strains of the Red Red Robin going bobbing along. Hull KR are around about 15 minutes away and not in any hurry to get this game going again. But that's a good deep penalty from Dobson in the end.
And it'll just be, come on forwards, who's going to take it now?
Liam Watts, that's who. Let's get down to Bill.
Eddie, you can see just how frustrated Leeds Rhinos are getting. Jamie Beacock has just been withdrawn by coach Brian McLennan. He wasn't happy to be leaving the field, wants to be part of what they still hope is going to be a comeback, and was furious as he came down the sidelines. Really was steaming.
Well, he doesn't like to be taken off when things are going, and his team are doing it tough. Dobson, Sharnley, McShane with the tackle on Josh Sharnley.
He was good as well. He pinpointed it, knew he was going to be the dummy runner, then came on the second phase.
Here's Liam Watts again. Like they're underneath the sticks again. Is it Morell or Dobson? They're there. No, they're going to run it. They're not interested in one this time. Dobson dabs to the in goal, picked up by Ryan Hall.
Did well. But not a bad option by Dobson, whose kicking game in this second half once again has been superb, applying the pressure. But Leeds are noted for scoring long-range tries. They've got to start doing something now. They've got to start testing their arm. They've got to take a few gambles.
Well, there's only been one drop goal for Hull Kingston Rovers this year, by the way. That was by Michael Dobson at Headingley when they won in April. They were tempted a few minutes ago with Morell, but now they're defending Delaney's run. Cockayne is brushed aside. Morell will not be. Unbeaten in their last 3, Rovers. Their best run of the year so far. Oh, that was a Schmozzle in centre field. Ambler in the end takes the last tackle from Liam Watts.
Well, at times Leeds look lost.
Straight up and under from Kevin Sinfield. This pouched by Latus.
Just bounced in and said, where did that come from? Bounced back again. Goes back for more punishment. Felt it too.
Good effort, Paul McShane here now. Both are giving it absolutely everything here now, trying to find a turning point in the match.
Cockayne trying to provide it here for Rovers.
Every time this guy gets the ball, you know, you can see he's enthusiastic, he argues, he's non-stop. but he's also taken a lot of pressure off the forwards. He's worked really, really hard.
Latest got a bang from Ryan Bailey in the tackle. Here is the big fellow again, Joel Clinton.
May as well go for another attempt. Looks like Dobson wants it.
Yes, he's gone for it, Dobson. And I think he's got it, Dobson, this time. He has. That nudges them 13 points ahead. Even 2 converted tries now will not give Leeds victory.
Super strike.
It won't even give them a point. That 1 point could be absolutely crucial.
Unbelievable. Their quest to try to get into the top 4 is not beyond them, and he knows it too, Justin Morgan. You have to give praise for this fella. His tactics tonight have been superb. They've got the ball back, and Watts...
Offside, came off a Hull Kingston Rovers man, and Watts was in front. I tell you what, this, if it stays like this is teeing up Thursday night, Hull against Hull KR, perfectly. It'll be a battle for the top 4.
It's always a battle anyway. Those
for the
two
top 4.
I know, but you can throw battle in, you can throw war, you can throw everything in.
It's more than just local pride at stake on that one on Thursday. It's a top 4, and it's crucial.
All right, I believe you.
Burrow, you take some convincing, you. This is McShane. Here is Peacock. Back on the field. Off it goes to Sinfield. Wants a long pass wide. Gets the long pass wide. Delaney. Wonderful scrambling defence again from Rovers. Referee in there quickly. Shouts held. Here's Maguire. Maguire to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Seemed to stumble. Comes inside to Kirk. That's the 4th. 2 left this set of 6. McShane. Dribbling it through, looking for Bailey. Offside. Offside.
Well, they want to get on with it, Leeds. Quick tap, that's what they need to do. Yeah.
Fisher hadn't retired the 10. Don't think anyone was on the goal line, and they're still not. Bailey, 3 years ago, next week since he scored. 18 inches away, McShane, Burrow, over the top, Ryan Hall. Oh, he's lost that.
He's dropped it.
He might have lost that, and he's grimacing, is Ryan Hall. I think he has given himself up, and he shakes his head. I've not got it down, he says.
He's dropped it.
And he hasn't.
Oh, can you believe that? An international rugby league player with the line at his mercy. This will be confirmation, no try.
The 3rd time that Leeds have had a try turned down, rightly, by video referee James Child tonight. And look at the reaction. He knew that they would go upstairs and let the video referee have a look, and he knew that that try would be chalked off, rightly so.
And it was beautiful play by Rob Burrow. He threw the dummy, they hesitated, they had the overlap, and it should have been a 4-point.
Well, I think they ought to rename this team in red and white Hull Kingston No Lost Causes, because absolutely everything, they're doing everything to prevent the Leeds Rhinos scoring a try. The defence has been sensational.
Well, I think we witnessed a turning point in their season, Eddie. It's about 6 weeks ago that we went to St Helens and watched them humiliated and embarrassed when the Saints racked up 68 points. And from that point on, they really have turned the corner. This is the quality of a playoff game, and they are outplaying the current champions.
Yes, they are, and they're full of it. Look at Joel Clinton. His forwards tonight have been
super
outstanding.
Yeah, and they have crunched their way across that advantage line. And every single time there's been not just 1 but 2, 3 forwards saying give it me, give it me. That's how enthusiastic they've been.
This is Gallia.
He's had a top game, hasn't he?
We will see Justin Morgan, and we've seen him many times recently when he's been on the wrong end of a scoreline, whether he wins, loses or draws tonight, and I don't think it's going to be a draw somehow. Well, Justin Morgan will be at the microphone and will be talking to us in Super League extra time when we've finished here. And I bet Brian McLennan will be out as well. It's a great try! Gallia! And Ben Cockayne gets the match winner. victory tonight. Absolutely fully deserved by Rovers. Boy, it sets Thursday up. I can't wait.
Neither can I, Eddie. Superb play once again. Ben Galea has been in outstanding form, but tonight he has just been sensational. Look at that. It's a carbon copy of what they tried in the first half. They didn't score on that occasion. Scott Donald got back in time to defend, but not on this. Cockayne knew he'd get it. The enthusiasm for Cockayne, but look at this plan move. Back on the inside, it looks as though he's going to offload. Puts the ball through. Beautiful.
And they're shouting from the terraces, are you watching Hull FC? They're coming to the KC Stadium on Thursday. Dobson adds the extras, 25 points to 6. Can John Kears Wakefield stop Hull tomorrow? We'll see. 7:30, Sky Sports HD1. We're seeing both the teams from this great city of rugby league this weekend, and we'll see them tangling on Thursday. Well, the short kick-off option, and Sharnley. I tell you what, I know Wigan are putting the cleaners through Salford tonight, but it's a good night for Michael Maguire. Sharnley, he's shown he can play at Super League level, Phil, hasn't he?
Well, he has. What wealth Wigan have. I mean, it's a great rugby league producing area. All the amateur clubs in that area are churning out players year after year. And we've got Charlie here, they've got Thornley and Marsh playing centres in their second team at the moment. It's great to see them getting a chance to play on television.
Indeed so, great to play on the big stage. In the Engage Super League, it doesn't come any bigger than this. Look at this again from Clint Newton. Newton, Galea, Watts. Well, he can write all the names large. Lovegrove when he's been on, Fisher. It's a goal line dropout, I think it is. It's a goal line dropout again, another one. It's the 6th that Hull KR have forced.
Do you know, any youngster that wants to learn and understand how important the short kicking game is in the game of rugby league should get a video of this and watch it time and time again. Great work by Cockayne, put the pressure on Senior, but the way that Scott Morrell and Michael Dobson have just had this ball, you'd think he was on a piece of string off their boots.
Yeah, the kicking game's been great, but I've been really impressed with the chase as well, and I think that's been epitomised by Ben Cockayne. His enthusiasm levels, whether it's freezing, whether it's red hot, they're just through the roof all the time.
Let's go down to Bill.
Just a disappointing sight for Rovers supporters to see Mick Vella just leaving the field a moment ago. He didn't want to come off. He has been heroic for his side, leading from the front as ever, almost getting over the try line as well. But he looks as though he's picked up some sort of back injury. He's having treatment on the sidelines.
What a win for the bottom club. Catalan Dragons have beaten St Helens at St Helens for the 2nd year in a row. Tell you what, we saw glimpses. I know that Wigan were good winners last week, but we saw glimpses of the Catalan Dragons last week and what they can do. Everyone's discounted them this year from the Wembley picture, saying Warrington are already there.
Play on, play on, play on!
Here comes Ablett. This is Sinfield, quick hands. There's Clarkson. Maguire over the top. He finds Senior. And Senior
just nowhere to
is
go.
halted.
Nowhere to go.
Well, Burrow's in all sorts of strife for Leeds, but I don't think they've got any subs left. I don't think either side has. Sharnley collects that.
Should be a dropout.
Didn't McShane collect him in the air then?
Certainly made contact where it was in the air.
That's a penalty, isn't it? McShane took him out in the air.
Well, the only defence could be that McShane was trying to catch the ball, Eddie, and the collision occurred with them both competing for the ball. That could be an interpretation.
Well, it's a defence, but I think it would be a guilty verdict from the jury because he had him round the waist.
You're not having any of that?
No.
Okay.
Let's have a word about Rob Burrow, Bill.
Yeah, it just about sums up Leeds' night, really. The sight of Rob Burrow back after 9 games out this evening and limping off, and just Leeds fans and obviously coaching staff hoping it's not a recurrence of the knee injury that has kept him out for so long. But he cut a pretty dejected figure as he came off, and so do the other Leeds players now.
McShane. Here's Peacock. Down he goes. McShane again. Sinfield. Maguire wide. It missed out. Delaney picked up by Senior. Again, great defence by Galea.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he, Galea?
Delaney. Delaney is over the line, but there's the defence again, but offside on the line against Hull KR.
Well, this is mere consolation if Leeds can score from here. But Justin Morgan will get the message out. Come on, it's as though we restart the game. It's a new chapter. Let's keep them away from that try line.
Bullet pass from Maguire wide to Ryan Hall. He'll
get it down.
He's lost it again.
Oh! Well, I thought for the world he'd got that down. And he's lost it. You're right, Eddie. Great eyes.
Well done, Thierry Alibert.
He's had a cracker. Can I give the man of the match to the referee? No.
2.5 to go. 1985, 1986, the last time that Leeds were beaten by Hull Kingston Rovers twice in the league campaign. The clock has been turned back. Penalty to Hull KR.
And that'll...
They're a bit rattled here, Leeds. Brian McLennan. He knows with injuries to some key players still. And a defeat here, this will not do his top four hopes any good at all.
Well, I didn't think it possible, Eddie. I watched Hull Kingston Rovers in the game when they beat Leeds at Leeds on a wet night on a soft pitch. I didn't think they were fast enough here to win on a warm night with a fast-playing surface, but they've completely proved me wrong here. They've been fantastic. There's an error here now as we end this match. But the way they've played this game makes me think that they could feature in the final few weeks of this playoff season. And on this sort of form, Eddie, on this sort of an ability, commitment and enthusiasm, as we've spoken about, could even make it to the big night in Manchester.
Yes, they could. Well, they were bitterly disappointed, I know, as a club last year. The way that they entered the fact they got to the playoffs was filled them with pride. The way they performed in the playoffs, it just wasn't good enough for them. They want another go.
Well, timing is everything in life, isn't it? The timing of the team in a season is critical. Being at your best when it gets towards September is what every coach is hoping for, but it's not always possible. As I said, they bottomed out at the end of May when they went to St Helens, but maybe the revival and the timing is right for Rovers this year.
Here goes Sinfield. He'll never stop, will he? Now Ryan Hall. Charnley again, and the Rovers defence just muscles up and scrambles back. It's a famous win for Rovers. You can't take it away from them. You can't take it away from the coach Justin Morgan either.
Well, some dissent again from Leeds. You don't often see this. Twice they've been penalised here now for dissent. He offloads the ball. Leeds think it goes backwards. Oh, they did come off Maguire. The Rhinos thought it should have been play on, but the clock count down. The crowd go home happy from here.
Crowd is counting down. I don't think Rovers are interested in restarting this match. He's kicked it out. They have to, of course, because it was from the penalty. Scott Morrell, it's a night to savour for him. He was once upon a time on Lee's books, as was Peter Fox. But those Rovers supporters, they came here hoping this good run would continue by Hull Kingston Rovers, and their wishes have come true. Leeds with victories against St Helens and Warrington behind them, turned up here, favourites of course because they were champions, but Hull KR out-enthused them. Outstanding win for Rovers tonight.
What's so impressive is how Justin Morgan's put a belief back into this side here now, that over the last few weeks they're competing with the best and they're beating the best. They really have a resilience when things are going against them, but they showed some quality in their kicks today. I mean, it's almost unheard of to see 6 scoreline dropouts from one team. but that's the reason why they had so much ball tonight.
Well, the man of the match, he was magnificent from start to finish. Ben Galea, he's with Bill.
Ben, congratulations, another bottle of champagne for you. And that one will taste sweet, won't it, after doing the double over Leeds?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we played outstanding today. We set it up in the first half. You know, I think we got 3 or 4 repeat sets and really tired out their big guys, and it paid at the back end of the game.
How do you explain this run of form that you've hit now, the confidence that you seem to be playing with?
Oh, I think it's just, you know, we're finally starting to get our combinations right. You know, players playing in the same positions week in, week out, and you build momentum, and that seems to be what we've done at the moment.
And really emphatic victories at home. Of course, if you can translate that to away form, like perhaps next Thursday, just down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a big week for us. You know, we've got to play Hull next week, so you know, we'll put this game behind us now. We've got, you know, everyone's on a high, but you know, it's another big ask for us on Thursday. They're ahead of us on the ladder, so you know, we're trying to pick up as many points as we can.
There's no real rest in this competition, is it?
No, there's not. Every week's a tough game, so it's been great so far.
Well, Ben, congratulations. Champagne, £100 for charity. Where would that be going?
I'll give that to the Hull Women and Children's Hospital, please. Thank you.
Thanks again, Ben.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, let's bring another Rovers player in, Scott Morrell. Always nice to beat your old club, even though it was years now, isn't it? But it's always pleasant to do that.
Yeah, I love playing Leeds. It's my old club and that, but basically back to say we've got 2 points and a bit of consistency now, so you keep it running to end of the season.
That's possibly the key now for you, isn't it, to sustain this?
Yeah, we started off a bit slow this season, but now it's playing as a team, bit of consistency going now. Hopefully we can get in playoffs and take that consistency to playoffs.
As Ben was saying there, confidence as well. When you put a run like this together, it can't do the confidence any harm. Oh
no, obviously we've been training hard and working towards this consistency, and it's showing off what we're working hard in training.
Defensively pretty strong as well.
Yeah, that's what let us down at the start of the season. We worked on it hard and now the work's paying off.
Thanks, Scott. Well done tonight.
I just say happy birthday to Bronwyn. She's 60 tomorrow. Thank you.
Well done. Well, let's bring in the lead skipper, Kevin Sinfield. And Kevin, you had the opportunities and blew 1 or 2 of them, 1 or 2 video ref decisions. One in particular you might look at and feel hard done by.
No excuses. Best side won today. I thought they were smarter than us. And I think at times we showed a lot of toughness and a lot of grit and determination to stick in with all them sets we defended the first half. But okay, we're too good tonight and fully deserve the win. Would you maybe think that perhaps you've drained a lot of energy? 2 big games in recent weeks. Yeah, 2 big games, but we knew this was another big game, and we've not been good enough tonight. And we know from earlier on this year, if you don't turn up and you don't play like you can, you're going to get beaten. Full credit to Okialo. I thought they were very smart tonight, and they outplayed us. And I think also, if you're looking for another maybe reason for a below par performance, the absence of Danny Badiris and Greg Eastwood as well. Just when you get players back, you then lose 2 players who've been in great form. We've had that all year, and no excuses. We've got some young guys who've come in and put their hands up again, and they've been great all year. And no excuses from us. The best side won tonight. If we'd have had a full squad tonight, we'd have played like that, we'd have got beat. So, now back to the drawing board for us. We'll work hard this week and get ready for us, Phil. Fair comment. Thanks, Kevin. Cheers, Bill.
Well, honesty from Kevin Sinfield, the Leeds Rhinos skipper, and the scoreline actually tells its own story. They were better in every department tonight. He's spot on. It's 25 points to 6 to Hull KR. Their 5th straight win at home. The last time they were beaten on this ground by the Black and Whites over Easter. A big chance to avenge that come Thursday, Steve-O.
Excellent display by the Rovers tonight, and they really picked up, didn't they, early in the restart. Charlie perhaps should have passed a little bit earlier to that. No chance for Fox to get through it, but sloppy passing from Leeds today was, well, not a feature, I'll put it that way, and Fox nearly got his boot to it, and it gave Burrow the opportunity. Beautiful kick through. Ryan Hall, well, he scores on that occasion and then has a nightmare from there on in. Dobson says, well, we'll go the option of a drop goal, and it's quite a safety move, isn't it? That stretched it. 25, and you think, well, that's fair enough. And then, I can't believe it. Burrow, a beautiful pass. Ryan Hall, all he has to do is put the ball down. He knocked it on. And there was worse to come. But before that, Galea again. What a superb move this is. It didn't work in the first half. It did in the second. Cocaine. How many? 25-6. And then the pressure from Fox. And Ryan Hall dropped it again. Lined at his mercy. Amazing.
Well, there we go, and this is the way the night has gone elsewhere. Harlequins have beaten Bradford. Bradford on an awful run at the moment, 35-18. St Helens beaten 30 points to 20 by the Catalan Dragons at home. Beaten at home by the Dragons for the second year in a row. And Wigan have beaten Salford 60 points to 10. Salford, though, with a man sent off very early in the piece. What does it mean then? Well, Wigan now 6 points clear of Warrington, who of course play on Sunday against 8th place Castleford Tigers. Saints have lost a bit of ground. Hull are suddenly breathing down their necks again, but the points difference is far superior in Saints' favour. Leeds have lost a bit of ground as well. Hull KR 2 points behind them. And Huddersfield and Castleford, as I say, still to play this weekend. Down at the bottom, did I say the Catalan Dragons and Harlequins were battling it out for the wooden spoon on boots and all on Wednesday? Suddenly Salford are back in the mix. And, well, Wakefield have the opportunity, by beating Hull tomorrow, to get above the Bradford Bulls at the very least. It's all to play for, isn't it? It's a tremendous end to the season we've got coming up for you here on Sky Sports. And John Keir's Wakefield, you're in the thick of it. But you've got to tip your hat today to Hull Kingston Rovers.
I thought they were magnificent, yeah, I really did. Your sense had been getting better, the confidence has been growing, the self-belief, but their execution today of a pretty good game plan was outstanding. I love their attitude to the game in general, and as Kevin Sinfield, he was very magnanimous in defeat, and he said we've been outplayed in every department, and I've got to agree with him.
This will do Rovers the power of good as far as their top 4 bid's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I just think performance-wise, they've just got to enjoy playing as well as they've played. And you can see that there's a definite unity amongst the group. There's great enthusiasm. I mean, the young kid who came in, Charlie, he showed it on the right-hand side with Peter Fox kick chasing. Latest on the left-hand side with Cocaine. He was magnificent chasing there. And the big fellas just dug in throughout. And obviously the well-generalled by your Gilliers and your Dobsons and your Morells. Very good indeed.
Yeah, magnificent. I must introduce a guest in the studio. This is our air conditioning machine. Normally we have bits of silverware alongside us that sometimes I knock off and put on the floor, but this is keeping us all nice and cool in here in the studio tonight. Poor old Steve will be like a grease blob without this. It is that sort of a night. It's roasting hot up here. It must have been warm out there, but Hull Kingston Rovers, outstanding.
Yeah, and the key factor was that because the coach, Justin Morgan, realised that in the first half, that Leeds, in their own half, they were going to be under the sun. It was blazing down at them. So what did they do? They had a superb kicking game. They kicked twice only on the second tackle. They did it once on the third, and I think 4 or 5 on the fourth tackle. And all they wanted to do was just turn this heavy Leeds pack around time and time again. And when it came to the end of the match, when the final quarter, which we've seen for the last 2 games, where Leeds come into their own, they just did not have the energy. Anybody that wants to watch this game and analyse the kicking game from both Hull Kingston Rovers has been absolutely superb tonight.
It has a great performance by Hull KR and a great game plan brought in by Justin Morgan, who we'll hear from a little bit later on tonight. But